Hello, everyone. So I did a video earlier, where they were talking about abduction of students from Niger State. And I was like, I was praying to God that let it be fake news, let it not be true. Because at the time that I was saying that news, it was developing news. I'm like, please God, let it be that this news is not true. I would rather they say that, oh, Aisha carried fake news on this issue and I apologize than actually children being abducted. Because I've lived, for over a decade ago, I was with parents whose children were taken away. And over time, I've met parents who have had to, in short, victims of insurgency. For people who have not come close to them or see the effect, you don't know what it is. It is one of the most devastating things that you can ever think about. Imagine that the child you send to school to go and get education, you are not being told that the child has been taken away. Imagine someone is telling that you have to choose the life of your child or education. People have to make those choices. There are children who are not in school today because their parents said they would rather have them rather than have them be abducted in school. When Chibok girls abduction happened, most of the women were blamed. They were blamed because they were the ones who insisted that their daughters must go to school. They wanted better for their daughters. Was it a crime to want your child to be educated? It's not a crime. I remember one particular parent, one mother, her husband had died. She was struggling widow. And, insisting, if you see how they came on her, she was crying and regret when she was recounting that whole experience. It was so painful. I will not forget also Mrs. Samuel, who said anytime she heard people say that Chibok girls abduction did not happen, that she asked herself, does that mean that her 18-year-old daughter that she sent to school never existed? Another one said that whenever she hears that, it is as if you put your hand and put it inside a hole where they have these vicious ants, those soldier ants and scorpions, and they are stinging. Was it your hand? She said, no, she said they buried you alive and leave your hair, and then it's all covered and it's stinging you. It's painful, it's devastating. It's the most heinous kind of thing that you can think about. And here we are. I was thinking, and now I'm seeing this report where it said Niger State government blames St. Mary's School for mass abduction of pupils. How are you blaming a school for mass abduction of people when you did not protect the school? You did not protect the children. Niger State governor, I really don't know what that guy is on. The other time you saw where his citizens they say it was a convoy that they say it was his convoy, and people in Niger, they were stoning that convoy. If you see the road that we're traveling in, you have this big cars and whatever, very poor-minded people, poverty mind-stricken rulers rather that we have. You are showing us that you have big cars that you travel in. You travel in the latest car because you can use the resources that is supposed to be meant for development to enrich yourself and use them to buy things for yourselves. And then you forget, and the roads you're traveling, they are dirt poor roads that even in many decent countries, we won't even find them in hamlets, talk less of in community. You cannot have tarred roads. And they were throwing they were throwing stones and whatever at him. This is just the beginning. A lot of places, convoys are being attacked, stones are being thrown at them. They think it's all okay. They have their bulletproof. They can put their. I saw something this thing that was shared on social media where someone, they say one lady was showing how they were traveling. They had this is it RPG fully kitted military this thing carrying them, even the fighter jet that they are using to carry them. And you go to private wing section, you see people that ordinarily should not be able to afford this thing. Private jet, it's private jet they used to fly. You understand? For someone who earns their legitimate money, you can't use it that way. But they know it's government money that they pack and they do anyhow with it. And they are now coming to blame them. The Niger State government has blamed the management of St. Mary's School in Papiri, Agwara local government area for the mass abduction of pupils, accusing the school of violating a security directive issued weeks earlier based on intelligence warning. In a press release signed by the secretary to the state government, Alhaji Abubakar Usman, the government said it received news of kidnapping with deep sadness. It added that the exact number of abducted pupils is yet to be confirmed as security agencies continue their assessment. According to the statement, The attack occurred despite prior intelligence indicating an increased threat levels in parts of Niger's South Senatorial District. The release said that the government acted on the intelligence by issuing a clear directive suspending all construction activities and ordering the temporary closure of all boarding schools within the affected zone as a precautionary measure. The government, however, lamented that St. Mary's School disregarded the instruction. It said, regrettably, St. Mary's School proceeded to reopen and resume academic activities without notifying or seeking clearance from the state government, thereby exposing pupils and the state to avoidable risks. Sahara reporters gathered that the government's statement marks the first official response following the overnight raid in which armed terrorists stormed the school and kidnapped a large number of pupils and staff. Multiple community sources who visited the school after the attack confirmed the invasion, describing it as a coordinated operation that lasted between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. Why all of this were lasting? Where was our military? Where is our security agency? If it is protest they are planning, they know how to do it. Where is the Nigerian police that is always showing, that is always doing show of force on issue of protesters? Where are they? Why are our people being taken away like this? Where we don't have a commander in chief, that one is glaring. There's no government in Nigeria. Why our lives being wasted this way? Why is no one safe in Nigeria? Ahmed Abdullahi Rofia, the head of disaster and relief for Agwara local government, also confirmed the incident alongside Bello Gidi, media aide to the chairman of Agwara local government. Speaking with Sahara reporters, Gidi said, yes, it's true that bandits have kidnapped students and teachers at St. Mary's Papiri Private Catholic Secondary School, Papiri Agwara local government area, Niger State. He further revealed that the scale of the attack, stating the information that is reaching is that they have kidnapped over 100 students and teachers. Also, the school is a mixed school of boys and girls. This is just crazy. And the attacks, I tell you, they are increasing, increasing, increasing. It's almost as if, there is that, okay, yes, now they say, let's do the attack more. I don't get it. And instead of Nigerian government to seek all the help it can get to stop all of this attack, they're busy doing propaganda, trying to say there's no genocide anywhere, there's no attack, there's no whatever. I see one ministry of finance trying to train 50 lawmakers on how to deal, negotiate with US, this, that. What is the business of Ministry of Finance with negotiating with new US parliamentary? And this is coming because of this whole Nigeria of country of particular concern. Country of particular concern. Why don't you meet them? Yes, we have problem. Don't we have insecurity? Are Nigerians not being killed? Whether you say if the killing is on both sides, it's not on both. Who cares? All that matters is that let the killing stop.